Hello everyone, my name is Alina and I'm very glad that you're watching this video. Welcome to the Personal Spirit YouTube channel, and today I want to talk about why do we fail to make decisions by our own from time to time. Of course, as I spoke before in previous videos, there are a lot of life situations when we can make our own decision if it doesn't take too much time, if we see that we are not stuck and it takes us from few minutes to few hours, few days or few weeks to come up with a decision and start acting and start doing things. So we are doing pretty well, and probably we do not need an additional help of a coach, for example, psychologist or mentor. But if we are struggling to make a decision, if it's a long period of time that you're thinking about it and you're thinking it again and again, and it's hard to make a decision and you feel stuck, and the most important indicator is that you're not taking exact actions, that you're not doing some things, some exact things, like specific things that are connected to the goal you want to reach. If you're thinking about it and maybe even you're making a decision, yeah, I will do it, I will choose A over B or B over C or whatever, and then you are not taking any other steps, it means that you didn't really make a decision. You're not like in harmony with your decision, you're not sure because no action was done after this decision was made. So this decision is not an actual decision because it doesn't matter. It matters when we choose something and we do something with it. I'll give a very simple example that I have 3 candies to offer, and I tell you, what candy do you want? To say, oh, this one in the middle. And you don't touch it and you don't eat it. You can hope that other people will not eat it and will not touch it, maybe if they heard you or if they really care about you, but in general the candy is still there, you don't have it, and it still theoretically can be taken by others. So it's not a choice because you don't have it, it's just a meaningless conversation. So as I told in previous videos, and I don't want to repeat the entire video, but I'll tell in short that in those cases when you feel stuck and you feel that things are not happening, something is not working, and it's hard to make a decision and to take steps that will show you that this is a decision you made and those are the steps you're taking because of it, it's better not to waste your time, money, energy of procrastination, and ask for help and work together with a coach or with a mentor, depends on the situation and what you feel is right for you. I'm a decision-making coach and I will be very honored and happy to help. You can contact me, we can schedule a conversation, understand that we are on the same page, that we understand each other, that the connection is good, and we can start our collaborative coaching process. So you can call me, the number is 425-2156-045, or send me an email to alina.miropolsky@gmail.com, and we'll schedule a conversation, and then we'll schedule a first session. What I want to talk about today is what is one of the most common reasons why we are making wrong decisions, or we are failing to make a decision. What is one of the biggest problem in decision excuse me, what is the biggest problem, one of the biggest problems in decision-making processes? So the person that works with decision processes all the time, I paid attention that one of the most common and one of the biggest problem is that we have our perceptions, our prejudgments, and we label things in some way, doing it without having real reasons for that. From one hand, we need to label things, we need to have perceptions, we need to have vision of things in general, because we cannot analyze and think about everything all the time. You know, it's like to wake up in the morning and to start thinking, will I brush my tooth, or will I don't know what, wear something, or will I go naked outside, or something like that. So there are basic things that we have plan what we do, and there are things that we know about it in general. So when I come to a store and I see, I don't know, a product and it says shampoo, I know in general what will it do. Or I go somewhere and I see, I don't know, Japanese restaurant, so I have general like understanding, general idea of what it is. And those labels helps us to put things in order, to understand the world around us and to understand what is happening more or less, and not to get lost, because you know, when you don't have those labels, it can be from one hand very hard. From another hand, not all those perceptions, labels, and structures that we have in our head, they are really based on our experience or on, I don't know, statistics that we checked, real knowledge, and in some cases they are just prejudgments. So if it's not something important, and for example, if in general I don't like, I don't know, some, for example, cuisine, I don't like cuisine of some country, and I tried, for example, 2 restaurants many years ago, and it wasn't good for me. And now when I see a restaurant that says that this is, I don't know, for example, Japanese cuisine, it's not true, I adore Japanese cuisine, but it's just for an example. So just for example purposes, and I will just not enter. Will I lose too much? Will I be in risk? Not really. Maybe I will miss an opportunity to try something delicious and to discover something new, but in general I can live a long happy life without eating Japanese cuisine ever in my life. It doesn't matter. So we don't need, and we also cannot work on all our prejudgments and our perceptions and all labels we put. We cannot check and recheck all of them, because it's impossible. You cannot do it, because it's so many things. But when we're facing important decision, and some of those things that we already labeled, that we already have perception or prejudgment about those things, are involved in decision-making process, we can make a very wrong decision because of our vision of those things that is not exactly right. I'll give an example about, for example, immigration coaching, for example. I work a lot with immigration coaching, so sometimes people say, oh, this is a warm country, or oh, this is a cold country or state, or it's a rainy place. And this is something they heard somewhere, or they visited in a specific time. For example, they visited a place in summer and it was very warm, or they visited another place in fall and they felt it was very rainy, or someone told them, oh, this state is so cold, or oh, this state is so warm, or it's so rainy. And for example, if you don't want to move to a rainy state, it's understandable. But what happens is that you even don't count and even don't check information, I mean statistics, I mean real data about that state, because you already been told or you had your first impression that it's rainy. And if you'll make a research, you can, for example, figure out that this state gets less rain than your state overall. So sometimes it's very hard to see by our own. That's why it's good to work with a coach or with a mentor or with someone that will help you with this process. But I just wanted to talk about it because in some cases you can understand it by your own. You can find things when you were a little prejudged, where you really lack some information and your vision of certain things is based on someone else's words or your generalization, your imagination, your labeling of something. And in some cases you can figure out it by your own. So if you're standing in a situation, if you're now facing a decision-making situation, I hope that this information will help and will help you see things that were a little bit hidden from you. And in case that you need my help, of course, I'll be glad to schedule a session. In most of cases, decision-making process is a short-term program that takes from 2 to 5 sessions in most of cases. So I hope this video was informative, helpful, and I wish you a lot of good luck. Please subscribe to my channel and ring the bell for notifications. Have a good day. Bye bye.